In this episode, I'm talking about how to record a remote podcast and giving you the best platform to do so. What up, guys, and welcome to Clipped, a show designed to help you become a better, more efficient podcaster. My name is Eric. I'm your host and founder of the Podcast Haven. Pretty much everybody records remotely these days, unless you're doing your podcast with friends, or if you have a bigger podcast and you're going into a studio and you're inviting guests over. Even then, a lot of studios connect remotely with guests. So I wanted to talk about that today. And the best way to record remotely, in my opinion, is through a platform called Riverside. Riverside.fm is the website. It's the easiest way to record podcasts and video in studio quality from anywhere in the world, all from your web browser. You don't have to download anything. All you need to do as a host is send your guests a link, and then they're going to click that link, and it's going to take them into the virtual studio within their web browser. That being said, you do have to be on Google Chrome as your web browser. You can't be on Safari or Mozilla. I'm not entirely sure why, but currently, Riverside only works with Google Chrome. So if you are about to do a session with somebody, make sure that they know that they need to be on Google Chrome ahead of time. That way they can download Chrome and be set up and ready to go. So there's no issues at the time of your recording. The one exception to that is if you are using Riverside on your iPhone or Android. They do have an app, so you can use it. Well, I guess you wouldn't really be on a web browser to use it on your phone. You would just download the app and you can use it that way. If you're still using Zoom or some other outdated platform, highly suggest that you give Riverside a shot. It functions very similarly to Zoom, but it produces HD video and full fidelity audio, which I'll be getting more into here in a second. Zoom is great for company meetings, but it's really not ideal for podcasting because you kind of get that robotic, compressed audio sound. The video is often pixelated. And with Zoom, the quality of people's recordings depend on their internet connection. With Riverside, that's not the case. I know Zoom is super easy to use, but I think if you try out Riverside, I think right away you'll be impressed with the layout and the user interface. If you're not recording remotely right now, but you're thinking about it, or if you haven't started podcasting at all and you're looking for a way to record remotely, I think you'll learn a lot from this episode, and hopefully you'll want to try Riverside, because if you're making a podcast in 2022 and beyond, your audio quality has got to be good. Content is most important, but your audio and or video quality is a close second, and you can achieve great audio and video with Riverside with very little effort. Okay, so what's the deal with the quality on Riverside? Why is it better, and how do they achieve that? Well, Riverside is built specifically for podcasters and has a lot of great podcasting features. And the reason that the audio and video sound so great is because of a technology called local recording. And what local recording is, it's when your files are recorded directly from your source, which is your computer. While the recording is taking place, your file is simultaneously being uploaded to Riverside's cloud system and then gets saved within your dashboard in Riverside. And Riverside prioritizes quality. It doesn't compress or have dropouts like Zoom does. The reason Zoom sounds and looks so bad and has those dropouts is because they're trying to optimize internet speeds. It's built as like a meeting platform to connect with your teammates. Yes, you can record, but it's not built for that. And so the recording audio and video features of Zoom aren't prioritized. Whereas with Riverside, it's built specifically for podcasting. So what kind of audio and video quality can you expect with Riverside? Well, you can record 16-bit, 48 kilohertz audio files and up to 4K video. And obviously, the quality of your audio is going to depend on your microphone. If you're speaking into the laptop speakers or the built-in speakers on your desktop, it's going to sound like shit. If you want to record 4K video, you need a 4K webcam. So let's say you do a video podcast and you want to use YouTube, you can get 4K results with Riverside, but you need a 4K camera. Good news, a lot of laptops these days come with a 1080p camera. So ideally, you can get at least those results. So you might be thinking, well, Eric, what happens if my computer crashes in the middle of a session? Well, the recordings are saved automatically. So if that does happen, you can just hop back in and pick up right where you left off. Everything's continuously uploaded to the cloud during recording. So when the session ends, boom, those files are still easily downloadable seconds after you finish up. You don't lose anything. There's 3 different ways that you can use Riverside, 3 different modes rather, and those are producer mode, host mode, or guest mode. With guest mode, you don't have any access to the session. You don't get to, stop and start the recording. Basically, you enter the virtual studio and either the producer or the host is controlling the flow of the session. You can adjust your level. There is a virtual fader where you can slide up and down, but you're not going to get access to any other controls. If you're the host, you can start and stop the session. You can control other people's levels, and you can even see what their input and their output is. So you can let them know if they need to change their setup or tweak their settings on their computer or within Riverside's dashboard to make sure their video and their audio is coming in clearly. What is producer mode? We use this a lot at the Podcast Haven. When we're not actually being a part of the podcast, but we're producing it, we'll log in through producer mode. When you do that, your track actually doesn't get recorded. You'll be a part of the session, but the producer's track does not get recorded. What's cool about producer mode is that you get to control the whole session. You get to, start and stop the recording. You can adjust people's levels, which is cool. And you can see if someone's like having trouble connecting. Let's say somebody's doing an interview with another person who isn't tech savvy or doesn't do a whole lot of podcasts. You can actually see what their input and output is. So if they're not hearing you or their microphone's not getting picked up, you can see what they're using on their computer as their input and their output. And you can't change their input and output, but you can let them know, hey, I'm seeing on your input, you have a Audio-Technica ATR 2100 microphone. I know that's what you're using, but I'm seeing on your input that the current mic selected is just the built-in microphone from your laptop. And so you can kind of walk them through what they need to do to change all that. Another rad feature is the Magic Editor feature, which will save you hours of editing work. This feature is for video, and with it, you can create the layout of the video that you want. If there's 2 of you, if you want to do side-by-side videos, you and the guest. If there's 4 of you, you can do like a 4 square setup. Then it lets you drop your logo in and choose your background. And then you can honestly export your full video podcast. If you want to do more editing later, of course, but if you just kind of want to go the basic route, you just set up your layout, you can choose your background, you drop your logo in, and then export it. And then you could upload directly to YouTube or social media or whatever you do. Piggybacking on that, another great feature is it's called Clips. Clips is a great way to repurpose your podcast into shorter form content. And what this does is it allows you to pick a layout for your video. You can create 30-second or 1-minute clips to put on Instagram or Facebook, LinkedIn, really wherever. And it lets you choose the size. So you can do 16:9, which is like a widescreen video for YouTube. You can do 9:16 ratio, which is great for Instagram stories. Or you can do a 1-to-1 layout, which is a square, which is great for Instagram posts. From within the Clips feature in Riverside, you can create all the social media snippets that you want. Riverside also offers transcriptions, so it's an AI system. Not going to be 100% accurate, but it's going to be pretty damn close. And then you can go through and finalize it and button it up so that it's, word for word is accurate. You can also stream your podcast live with Riverside. They offer streaming to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn. So if streaming is part of your content strategy, great place to do that. You can screen share if you're on a podcast and you're showing your guests or the person you're interviewing a video or an image. Super easy to do that. Can add to the conversation. And so you can see there's a ton of different features. And even if you don't use all of them, it doesn't matter because the main reason you should be using it is for the HD video and full fidelity audio, all remote. So gone are the days of shitty Zoom recordings. With this, you're going to get a professional sound, and it's super easy to do so. And just as social proof, here's a list of the companies that use Riverside, just to give you some peace of mind that it's a good product being used by these conglomerates. Not that it matters, but it just shows you the quality of clients that are using Riverside. There's Spotify, Microsoft, Verizon, Fox Sports, Marvel, iHeartMedia, The New York Times, Business Insider, TED, The Economist, NPR, VaynerMedia. It's legit. There's a lot of great people using the service. There's 4 plans to choose from. There's a free plan. You get unlimited recording and editing, but you only get separate tracks. You can only record to separate tracks for the first 2 hours. After that, you're just going to get one stereo file. If you're exporting video, there's going to be a watermark on those files. With the free plan, you can also only record up to 720 when you're recording video. The next level up is the standard plan. That's $15 a month. You get up to 5 hours of recording separate audio tracks per month. There's not going to be any watermark on exported video. On this plan, you can record up to 4K video. And at this level, the screen sharing comes into play, the live streaming comes into play, and the producer mode comes into play. The next level up is the Pro, and that's $24 a month. You're going to get all of the above with the unlimited transcriptions and live call-ins. So if you do a live show, people will be able to call in live. The 4th level is the enterprise level. I personally haven't used this. Currently, I'm on the Pro plan. But with the enterprise level, you're going to be joining businesses like Spotify and Marvel, and you're going to get a kind of a custom tailored plan. With it, you can change the frame rate of the video that you record at. You're going to get a custom lobby that your guests can wait in that's branded with your logo. You're going to get a customer service account manager. You're going to get onboarding and training. You're going to get several other features that probably wouldn't apply to you unless maybe you're running a production house or you're a part of a business and maybe have several podcasts under your brand. Then it might make sense to do this. It doesn't have a price. To get the enterprise level pricing, you have to you have to book a meeting. Bottom line, if you are recording remote or you want to record remote and you are unfamiliar with Riverside, I definitely recommend checking it out. I think there's a ton of value here. And I think you'll probably want to go to the paid plan pretty soon after you give the free plan a trial. But really, this podcast is just meant to introduce you to what's out there for recording remotely. And I don't mean to be like selling it all hard. I just think it's a rad service. I use it several times a week. And if you have any questions, hit up Riverside or hit me up. Happy to talk about your podcast and give you advice. info@thepodcasthaven.com. Also, check out the website, thepodcasthaven.com. We're putting stuff up on the blog. You can see the services that we offer. If you're looking to get your podcast edited or you're looking for a full service production team to handle your production, we can do that. Go to Amazon Books and search The 4 Pillars of Podcasting. That's an ebook I wrote on how to take your podcast from idea through launch. It'll walk you through all the steps and answer a lot of questions if you're new and you're just starting a podcast. And please follow us on Apple. Give us a rating and review. We'd love it. And yeah, talk to you guys soon. Have a good week.